Hey guys, Chris here with a new deck profile. I'm here with Josh, and this is Metalfoes Tenyi.
Tenyi, I'll show you how to play this deck real quick and just throw it away. No.
I'm sorry, what?
What? How do you know Tenyos?
Okay.
So pretty much this deck is just a control deck. I built in a no-nut November because I couldn't nut on the board anymore because Konami hates me and won't let me nut. Thanks, no-nut. But anyway, along with the profile, we got Metalfoes cards because this is the only Pendulum deck I actually don't hate. If anyone doesn't remember, all skills say the same thing. Target another face card you control, pop it, set a Metalfoes spell trap. So it's just a bunch of preferences. 3 gold driver, because it's pretty. 2 silvered, because it's not pretty. Also, this thing gets a higher attack, if that matters to you. 2 still in your girl, because we're just going to go into Wolflame. This is probably honestly the best Metalfoes. Counter summons it from the deck. It's a 24 vanilla, which actually matters a lot in this deck because thanks to your field spell you're playing, these things get really hard to out after a while. And then 3 Bismugear. He's the only one that has an exception. When he's destroyed on the end phase, he just searches a Metalfoes monster. So accept himself. It's like synergy, I guess. Thank you.
Benten NRG.
Pretty much the actual part of the deck that makes it function are the Tenyi stuff. So starting out with 3 Compulse, because it's... Not gonna lie, I don't know any of these guys, how to pronounce any of these guys' name. I think it's like Vijdu or something. Vijda. Alright. Compulse.
Compulse.
All the Tenyis have the same effect, where you can reveal it from your hand, but you can just special summon if you control no effect monsters, and then you can banish it from the graveyard if you control at least 1 non-effect monster. Hand or graveyard. A lot of people don't know about the hand part. 3 Compulse. This one's great effect is you can banish it to add a banished worm from your banish to your hand. It can add back your Synchro, or your Lynx if any of them get banished by Shark Cannon. So that's good to keep in mind. This is target protection. If your opponent would target a non-effect monster, you banish it to say no. I just played 3 because a lot of people kept trying to take vanilla cards, which was weird. 2 of the light dude. 2 sounds a little bit weird, but after experimenting with this deck a little bit too much, months straight, 2 is fine. You're locked into Worm's turn. You banish it to summon any Tenyi monster from your deck, and that's fine until you realize you're locked into Worms, and then you can't really do a lot after that. But it does help get the Tenyis you need, which is Tenyo. This is probably actually the worst one. It's ghetto honest. Your opponent's monster loses 15. Pretty sure that it's either your opponent's monster loses 15 or yours gain 15. Yeah, it loses 15. Not gonna lie, I never activated this one. I never actually saw it at all. Kind of weird. Probably want to cut it to 1. One of the water one. This card's fine. If its effect is if a non-effect is destroyed, you can banish it from the graveyard, summon a non-effect destroyed, and then pop a card your opponent controls. It does trigger if you pop a non-effect with the Metalfoes scale. So that's always fun, because you can pop your Link 3 dude, and then just bring it back and then pop a card with him. Is it Mare? There's nothing to say about this card. It's Mare. Acknowledged to Mare. Where's my super printing? This card is dumb. It's Foolish Barrel for any worm. And then if you control a non-effect monster, it also searches a Tenyi. So it's use this, dump Mare, reveal any Tenyi, summon, use this, dump Mare, add the light dude, banish the light dude, not the light dude. Yeah, banish the light dude, summon any dude from deck, then make Shaman, discard a card, bring back the Mare. And if you have any other Tenyi, any 2 Tenyis plus this is it's God tier. Pot of Greed. Every time your opponent summons an effect monster, once per turn, draw 2. It's also soft, so if you play Metaverse, I'm not, you can go your opponent summons one, you draw 2, and you just Metaverse, play another one from your deck, and then you just draw 2 more if you summon another non-effect monster. Also, your non-effects are unaffected by your opponent's monster effects. And they're already unaffected by Widow Anchor because they're non-effect monsters. Shout out to that one guy trying to take my dude with Widow Anchor. By the way,
was that here or back at Wilds?
Back at Wilds. So many people try to Widowmaker.
How many of them were Rego?
John, I didn't face Rego. You blind second, by the way. I forgot to mention that, like, really early on. You play the Metalfoes because you want to blind second and open this as a Metalfoe monster. I have no reason to explain about what this card does. Poly. Draw a card. Quick play Poly. That's just all. You just use this to make that.
Shadal.
Shadal's fusion spells are better, but yeah, this is practically just El Shadal fusion.
Yeah.
For traps, you got 3 counter. If one of your cards is destroyed without a card effect, you get to special summon any Metalfoe from your deck, and then you could accept a turn of sent to grave, banish it, add a Metalfoe from face up extract to your hand. So, combo. Has some fusion effect. I think it's like Monster Reborn if you fusion summon for a Metalfoe of a lower level. Yeah, it's like if you fusion summon a Metalfoe fusion, you can bring back a Metalfoe from your graveyard of a lower level than the fusion summon monster. But like that doesn't matter, you just use it. If it's popped, you search a Metalfoe. That's all you use it for. And then 2 of this. If you control a non-effect monster, you just negate. It's Judgment if you control a non-effect monster, except it doesn't destroy, sadly. Also can't stop normal summons. It's really not Judgment. But stop spell traps. Also, if it's popped, you can summon a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon for free. I wish I was doing that, but you can do it. You summons any non-effect monster from the extra deck. I need to find a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Chris.
Honestly, I'm fine with that, because, like, same logic goes for Blue Eyes. You can't Widowmaker it. Or Afterburner, I don't think.
Chris, like, even if you make this thing, by the way, this is, like, the best thing, you just, like, make this, set this past as a brick, or, like, pop this, you're like, sure, here, have a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. That's fun. 3 of this card, this is probably your most made link. It takes 1 non-link Tenyi monster, which sounds weird, but you will link off your Synchro occasionally to make this little fuck nugget because he doesn't have an effect and the Synchro does. I legitimately hate the wording of this deck. Land Voracious because it's a non-effect monster. 2 Shaman because this link's actually kind of dumb. Once per turn, discard a card. Special summon any worm from your graveyard, but you cannot use monsters from the extra deck effects except for worm types. So this brings back Mare. That's all I need to say. Also, once per turn, if one of your non-effect monsters is involved in an attack, either if you attack with a non-effect or your opponent attacks a non-effect, pops a card. That's fun. This is Blue Eyes. You're legitimately making Blue Eyes. I don't know why. Your opponent's going to have a hard time outing it for no reason. But it's Blue Eyes. And this card sucks. I literally never made it. I haven't made it yet. After like months of testing, it's just kind of here. It looks cool. But what it does is it pops monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of non-effects on your field or in your graveyard. And then it has another effect, but I can't remember it. I think it also can't be destroyed by battle if you control another effect. If you only control non-effect monsters, you can't be destroyed by battle, except him. He's like not bad, but like he's bad. Berserker. This is the only card that matters. If your opponent would use a monster effect, you can just banish the monster. It doesn't negate it, but it banishes it. That's fun. Thanks, Dangers. Also, he destroys a monster by battle. He gains the attack, and then you can attack another monster. It's not half the attack, it's the entire attack. So he punches really hard. Metalfoe Fusions, 2 Mithrilium. This is your recycle card. Shuffle 2 Metalfoe cards from your grave back into your deck. Bounce any card on the board except itself. Yours or your opponent's. So you can leave like Metalfoe Scales or something if you want to. Also, if it's sent to grave if it's just sent to grave, you can special summon a Metalfoe monster from your face-up extract or graveyard. This is the only reason why the deck's fun. Auric gives your Metalfoes piercing, or double piercing. I think it's just basic piercing. You never use it for that. Use this for its grave effect. Pop a card if it's sent to grave. It helps you out things in simplified game state. You make it on your turn, or then on your opponent's turn with full fusion, you just make this thing. You pop a card, then this effect can trigger, and it's restrict only on your opponent's turn. He gains the defense, not the attack of the... he gains the... His defense becomes the attack of the monster you stole. That's fun. And then also, if you would fusion summon, you can use whatever equipped to him for the fusion summon. And then the reason why you're actually playing the Metalfoes are for these 2. These are your super poly targets. A Metalfoe plus a monster with 2,500 or less attack. A Metalfoe plus 2 monsters with 3,000 less attack. And think of a meta deck right now that makes 2 monsters with 3,000 or less attack. That's right, all of them. This thing is blue eyes but cool. I'm looking at you, Chris.
Stop. Thinking of you, Goku.
Thinking of you. So literally what like the main thing to do is you just make this thing, like go second, super poly the board, make this, use your Tenyis to protect it, and you kill him with a blue eyes white dragon. That's the entire point of this deck. I wish I was joking. And then for the side, if you're forced to go first, that's it. Reveal a Tenyi, make a few link dudes, sack the last Tenyi for this thing, pass.
Why not the other one?
2 tributes.
Yeah. Special, link, effect, banished. Or you can special another one, then tribute both of them.
Yeah, but it's a lot of effort.
It's a lot of effort that'll pay off.
I'm not playing Necros anymore.
I'll take him.
No, I'm still playing Necros.
Right. So, any comments you'd like to add before we end off the video? Like anything about playing the deck? Like.
So I think the main thing when you play in this deck is you have to really think about the grind game and what your opponent's playing. By far, your best matchup will be Thunder Dragon, surprisingly. You don't do a lot of searching at all, and so Colossus is a major pain. But against Sky Striker, you're going to hold off on using Monk because your opponent's going to start using Widowmaker a little bit too much. Not Widowmaker, Shark Cannon a lot, and you just need to have access to this. Lying Voracious is a last resort option. You want to try to resolve Shaman as much as you want. Usually want to have Shaman on board. I just call it Shaman.
Pokemon?
Yeah.
Pokemon.
You always want to have Shaman on board no matter what. It's usually always pop in a card, especially if your opponent doesn't want to read your cards. They might just try to do something stupid. Yeah, you don't really need a lot for it. I've seen some builds play more of this dude. You only need the one. You could bring it back with Shaman if you really want to do stuff like that, and it won't come up too often where it does. Mithrilium and Simplified Game State's also really good. You can just continuously bounce your cards. You can also shuffle back Mithrilium with a Mithrilium and just do that each turn. Other than that, no, I really got nothing.
Okay. Well.
Draw into is dumb. Shout out to that guy, set Super Poly with the field spell on board and a Metalfoe on board, pass. He's going to special summon junk forward on like draw 2.
Ah.
I was like, I drew Metalfoe Fusion. I'm like, okay, so my Super Poly is live now. That's fun.
Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe.
Get back,
all
Mermaid.
That clickbaity shit. Also,
get back, Mermaid.
Fuck Mermaid.
If anyone wants to like love me, mail me these. Secret, Ultra, I want them all. I want a hoarder. She's cheap, I want a hoarder.
Buy them yourself.
Cheap hoarder.
Buy them yourself.
I can't buy out TCG.
Buy them yourself.